Hey, good morning.
Hey!
Hey. We're back.
Hey, it's a little bit overcast today, but we wanted to sit outside anyway just because it's still really beautiful. And the way we figure, we know a lot of you all are. Good morning, Denise.
Good
we know
morning,
a lot of
Denise.
you all are in some areas of the United States where it's nasty and it's rainy and it's snowy and maybe cold and yucky.
Hey, but at least you don't have to get out in it.
Right, yeah. At least you don't get to go out in it either, as far as that goes. But yeah, here we're enjoying some good weather, and we like being in South Florida, so we thought maybe you'd like to continue to enjoy being with us in South Florida, outside where it's nice and beautiful. Good morning, Julie Enders. Good to see you on again today. Got some got a good topic matter for you this morning. Good morning, Melissa. We're going to be talking to you a little bit about rest, and it's something honestly we speak about a lot. Good morning, Paul. We speak a lot about rest because it just seems like so many of us, so many of you struggle with being able to find rest. And I think in seasons like this, there's lots of opportunity for unrest because there's a lot of different reasons that we can legitimize not being restful, particularly in our mind. There's body rest, but then mind rest I think is important as well. And so we're excited to talk to you a little bit about hey, there's our old friend Kim and Jeff Collins. God, we love you guys. Haven't talked to you in forever. Haven't seen you.
Good morning, Grant Gardner.
Tell us hello from wherever you're watching from, please.
Tina.
Be sure and share this forward. Be sure and share it forward, and then I'll shut up and let my wife talk. What?
Yeah, no, start a watch party right now. Share it forward, because today I think is one of the most important topics that we could really talk about in this season.
Yep.
We were talking earlier, and I was saying, it's crazy because so many people are cooped in, right? Cooped up, not having to go to work, and yet there's still not rest. And so how do you rest and take advantage of this season so that you don't miss this opportunity to dive in deep and find replenishment for your soul? So I think it starts with realizing that rest time isn't waste time. And it's I think it was Charles Spurgeon. Yeah, Charles Spurgeon says it is the economy, right? Rest time is not waste time.
Thanks,
It is
Juanita.
economy to gather fresh strength. It is wisdom to take occasional furlough. In the long run, we shall do more by not doing so much, right? Or we shall do more by sometimes doing less. That's how he said it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. There is for me, because I was just talking with another businessman this morning.
We got people out here. They're
It's all good. That's
working out
anyway. Sorry,
Say
I was
hello
just
to them.
talking
Hello.
with another. It's not our property, but anyway, we're talking with another businessman this morning that has ran many very very large businesses, and we were just talking about the opportunity that we all have. At least for us, our type of personality. It's like rest is a real discipline. Like it is legitimately. In fact, I was just talking to my daughter yesterday about this. How do one of our daughters? How do you break away from it all? How do you find rest in your mind? How do you shut it off? There's one thing for sure, as an entrepreneur, and many of you are entrepreneurs, but even as somebody that just does work, whatever your job, your career, your ministry is. We can get so bought into what we're doing, it's really, really difficult to shut it off. And the thing about it is, one thing I've learned in years and years of being an entrepreneur is that every single day I go to bed, every single day we go to bed, love, with something that needs to be done that goes to that is undone.
Yep.
It comes with the territory, wouldn't you agree?
It does indeed.
And so what we've learned, though, and this season has helped kind of reinforce that, is that there is so much wisdom really in disciplining ourselves to find rest, disciplining ourselves to slow down, and in our case, certainly disciplining ourselves to slow down so that we can hear God. And instead of just doing a bunch of busy activity and making fear-based decision and very frantic work, oh my gosh, what can I do? What do I need to do? I need to take advantage this time. What do I need to do next?
You're making me anxious.
I know. But really slowing
Slow
the
down.
pace and thinking a little bit more methodically, and like we said, just seeking God and what it is that He would guide us to do. You've got some more things that you want to speak to about that.
So really, rest requires drawing away. I love in Mark 6:31 where Jesus said, then because so many people were coming and going that they didn't even have a chance to eat, he said to them, come away with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get rest. And so I think as we look at this, so what is rest? What does it look like? And how do we do that practically? So rest is, to me, a reprieve. It is saying, okay, I'm going to shut out all the noise. It's drawing away by myself with Christ to be replenished. So the question is in this season, are we doing that? Or is our mind so busy, so consumed, maybe not with activity, but with the unrest that you were talking about? And so that discipline of coming away, centering in, getting in with Christ, and hearing what it is that he has to say to recenter us. And sometimes that's a minute by minute activity, the more stressful your situation is. Mm-hmm. And then practically, I think as a couple, one of the ways that we do that, Greg, is we're constantly going from the place, okay, where did we come from? So we're looking back, we're seeing where we've been and what God's done for us in the past. Mm-hmm. We're looking at where we are right now.
Yep.
And how we're doing and the things that are in front of us, but we're looking forward with an expectation of what the future holds. And the thing that we're enjoying right now in this horrible, horrific, confined in season is the fact that we're in Oklahoma right now. We're in Colorado right now. We're in Texas right now. We are having broadcasts with churches all across this nation.
I saw California pop up there earlier.
Right? So all of these different places. I saw McKinney, Texas.
Yeah.
And so all of these things that God is doing in this season, that if we wouldn't have gotten quiet, we may have missed it.
Yeah.
And so I love that the adding value for whatever we have to offer, we're just being faithful where we are.
Yeah.
And God is taking it and doing with it what he wants.
Yeah, I think for some of the frontline workers too, because I know we've got a lot of folks that watch this that are on the front lines, your 9-to-5 blue collar workers. I think that this applies to you as well.
Yep.
It applies to all of us, because what we're talking about is not necessarily an activity, a discipline, right? It's a mental discipline. It is what we're feeding our mind with, what we're allowing to preoccupy our minds.
So good. Yep.
It's what are we doing when we do get home in the evening, or if you work an evening shift,
Yep.
what you do when you get home in the morning, whatever. Make it work for your shift. You know what I'm saying? But it is allowing our mind or disciplining our mind to do the things that actually replenish us, both in all areas. And maybe this is a good time for me just to reference pies. Is that okay?
Sure.
So just very briefly, again, the questions that we like to ask ourselves, and this applies to everybody, is what is it that helps you to rest or replenish physically in your body? If you're tired and you need rest and replenishment for your physical body, what is it that replenishes you other than sleep? Sleep's a gimme, okay? Fair enough. And then what is it that intellectually, what is it that replenishes you intellectually? You know, we've spent a lot of time reading books recently in the time that we have available to do that, and we've disciplined ourselves to ingest something new to replenish us intellectually. We're also tuning into a lot of different broadcasts ourselves.
That we normally hadn't, right?
Well, or that we've been too busy because we were traveling or, doing life plans or things of that nature. But a couple of communities immediately that come to mind, the John Maxwell team, the John Maxwell community at large. If you want more information out how to get more involved and have more access to John Maxwell and his team and the teaching there, just shoot us a private message. And you can do it either through Married for a Purpose or to one of us privately, and we'll make sure you know how to get in touch with what they're doing. One of the things John does is a minute for Maxwell every morning, and they're golden. They're really short and sweet, and for all of us that are busy, it gives us just something to ponder throughout the day. And then Empowered Living is another great one that we've gotten more and more involved with over the years.
The sunrises. A lot of times I'm sharing them on there. for me, it emotionally
We can't get to the beach.
encourages me because we can't get to the beach. So a friend of ours lives on the beach and is broadcasting that. So that's just a great replenishment that way.
Yeah.
So that's E.
So that's empowered living. That's I, actually, intellectually. Then E is emotionally. And emotionally is everything we just talked about. But again, it's the question is for you, what is it that replenishes you emotionally? If you feel emotionally depleted, and taking and separating each one of these out one by one, I'm almost done, I promise, will help you really zone in on each of these parts of your body, each part of your being, so that you're able to really isolate each one of them. And it's okay if you got overlap. Sometimes I got things that end up in all those boxes, right? And then the last one is spiritually. What replenishes you spiritually? Hopefully it's at 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time, the Married for a Purpose live broadcast. But I'm sure there's some other things too. Reading scripture helps us. Worship, oh my goodness, worshiping together in particular goes a long way.
We like to say take 15 minutes a day, 5 minutes for worship, 5 minutes for prayer, 5 minutes for reading the Word, and that's a great way to begin to replenish spiritually.
You bet. What else you got over there, little
So
woman?
the other thing that we would say as far as resting and replenishing is being careful who it is that you're allowing to speak into your life, surrounding yourself with spiritual giants.
Who or what, right?
Surround yourself with people who are speaking life, and those activities that bring life to you is a great way. And make sure that you're listening to the right things. Again, we shared earlier, if you're going to watch 1 minute of the news, spend 2 minutes in something that's positive.
Better spend about 10 minutes, honestly. And again, we've said it before, and I know it irritates some people. I don't mean it irritating, but the news channels are
Yeah,
meant to be inflammatory. So, you need to be careful about ingesting too much of that stuff. It'll make you crazy.
And then today, I want to challenge you to, one of the ways that we find rest is to intentionally look forward towards the future, of remembering our future. And we share a lot of times out of Ecclesiastes that
Did you hear
God,
what she said? She said, remembering your future.
so in Ecclesiastes, God, not bound by time or space, has already seen your future.
Mm-hmm.
So looking into that, welcoming it, asking God about it, reminding yourself of the future promises
Good.
so that you can align yourself with it. But spending time together, reminding ourselves of it's going to be okay. Here's what we're looking forward to, and having that place of celebration. So the challenge then, the application is decide right now, where are you going to find that place of replenishment and reprieve? Where is your drawing away? Jesus said, come away with me by yourselves so that you can find rest. Where is that place? Because if you don't have a place and you don't have a space for it, then it ain't going to happen. The second part of that is deciding the time. If you don't have a time, it's not going to happen. We wouldn't be doing this Facebook Live if we didn't set every single day at 10 a.m. Something else could come in and steal it away. I wouldn't say that we wouldn't do it, but by knowing that, hey, 10 o'clock, we're meeting with you all.
Well, we've got to
We're
plan
here.
for it. We've got to be disciplined
That's
for
it.
it,
Yep.
and we've got to quiet our spirit to have any idea what it is that we think, needs to be spoken to us and you, for that matter, right?
Yep, indeed. And then the third is exactly that. What activities are you going to involve yourself with? So
Right.
after you draw away, there's also that place of what are you going to dive into? Dive into Jesus. Dive into people who are speaking life. Dive into that future that you're looking forward to. And that's all I got.
It's good stuff.
You got anything you want to add?
I think you brought a lot there. No, I really don't. I think we've covered. If you can implement what it is, if you can discipline yourself to rest and gain clarity. A reiteration of something that we said on at least one other broadcast is the idea of through your decision making and even in your resting, thinking about what do you know, because there's a lot of uncertainties about a lot of different things, not just now but on any given day.
Right.
And so I think it's very valuable and offers me rest to think about, okay, instead of thinking about all the things I don't know, why don't I ponder the things that I do know? What do I know? And I think that is, in marriage we talk about building on common ground, and I think within our spirit, the way we build on congruency within ourselves is instead of focusing on all the things that we don't know and all the uncertainties, we focus on what it is that we do know. I noticed our 33777 If you want to subscribe to getting just some once a week, we send out a word of encouragement. Text 33777, and when you text that, text married to 33777. Did I do that right?
MARRIED, just the word married to that. Also, a lot of
Thanks,
you have
Marla.
been finding us online at marriedforapurpose.com.
Yep.
Would love for you to learn more about the vision that God's given us for 2020. So on marriedforapurpose.com, if you go up to the right-hand column, you'll see a place where it drops down. It says vision.
Yeah.
Look at that. Be praying for us. Stand with us in the restoration for family. We know that when we get it right within the four walls of our home, we get it right in our country. And so we appreciate your prayers with that. Would love for your participation of partnering with us, linking arms to reclaim. And so for today, for you though, we want to charge you to rest by drawing away and recharging.
Love it. It's all
right.
good.
Here we go.
Hey, we'll see you guys in the morning. Have a great and awesome day. God's given you this day. What you gonna do with it?